Howdy chaps, and welcome back to, well, Grabs Restorations. Yeah, so we're back from lockdown. That was a long 3 days. I didn't really get hardly anything done at home. I polished the side of the ute and that was about it. Didn't really get much done. The lockdown didn't last long enough for me to get anything done. I was enjoying doing nothing. So yeah, that pretty much derailed the XD over there spectacularly. However, we'll be back into this week. I think this video today might be just a catch up and see where we got to. I've been colour sanding the bonnet for the 50k challenge ute. It's coming up rather well. I was a bit worried for it there because I painted it in well, probably too hot a weather, and I got some wicked solvent pop in it. That's when the basically the best way to describe it is when the skin of the paint it skins over and the solvents that are in the paint are trying to evaporate and they just pop at the surface and then you end up with thousands of pinholes in it. Yeah, I almost considered repainting that, but I did put enough paint on it and I've been able to actually flatten it off and get it dead flat again, so winning. I've just run over it with it, hand rubbed it with 2000, and I've just run the 3000 orbital over it, and I'm about to run the 4000 orbital over it, and that's why my hands are lovely and red. The door handles came out perfect. I've really got to find a decent PDR guy to have a look at the ute and see if he's willing to take on the roof skin and the dents that are, a couple of little baby dents there on the driver's side that are bothering me, and the tailgate and a few things, because obviously there's the bonnet and the driver's guard came out really good, and I probably will repaint the left side of that ute. It's just a bit not good enough, especially considering I'm probably asking some good money for that ute. I've still got to get the roof lining done, fix the driver's seat. You know, there's a small list of things to do in that ute still. But yeah, so we're just catching up, and I'll show you where we've been. Alrighty chaps, now this whole video is solely for catching up on where we got to. So yes, the bonnet of the XD did turn into a little bit of a table. It's just such a good table. But we will be back into this, I'll be back into this afternoon, tomorrow, you know, obviously the rest of the week, and then you'll get a video at the end of the week. And hopefully we'll have the roof back on this car. So what I was trying to do the other day, and it was working quite well, I was trying to do a few days worth of filming in one video, if that makes sense. So like film over a period of days and then edit into one video. That way you sort of get a lot of content for your videos rather than a lot of, you know, meh kind of videos like this one's going to be. But this is solely to just catch up where we got to. So we got plenty of stuff to do this afternoon, and obviously the Cleveland engine didn't really get much past being torn down. The EJ really didn't get much further. We did finish the coupe parcel shelf the other day. Well, aside from this corner, but we needed to go back onto some other cars. At this point in time we got so much going on. We've got the XY we've got to do some stuff on. That's not miles off being finished actually. The owner came past and checked it out. He was very, very happy with what we got done. So yeah, and then this is the bonnet for the ute. It's coming up as I walk into the other bonnet, coming up fairly nice. And this isn't even polished and it's got a shine to it. So yeah, these are the soft foam pads that are really good. So like once you rub it down with 2000, you run it over with some of these. I'll show you. Yeah, I've got one over here. This is one I'm going to use in a minute. They're a foam pad with well, it's supposed to be like sandpaper, but I don't know if you could call it sandpaper. But it does. It will eliminate all your sanding, like hand sanding scratches, and it will give it a slight shine. It does sand it and make it better. So when buffing and stuff, I recommend using those. They're really, really handy. So what you can do is you rub it over with your 2000 and you get a 3000 soft pad and a 4000 soft pad, and then you run a buff over it, and you're laughing. And it should come up fairly well. And they're not, I've never really run through an edge, luckily. There is two heavy coats of red on this bonnet, so I'm hoping that's going to be enough. I did notice that when the Ford factory painted these cars, they did this colour with base and clear, which I thought was odd, but I'm doing it in direct gloss, which is just one solid colour. So that obviously you can see all the red that's coming off it is actually paint, basically. So I'm going to buff that up in a second. But yeah, this isn't me just rambling crap again. But yeah, just doing a bit of a catch up, see everything we're up to, and just say, hey, we're back out of lockdown. Woo! But yeah, I don't really like talking about the Ixnay and the Ovid Say very much, because it's a bit of a sore topic for the world at the moment. But you know, I think it was a really, really good idea that our state went into lockdown so quickly. I mean, the supermarkets loved it. They gave us like, it was like 12. The press conference was like 12:30, and then bam, we were like locked down at midnight that night. They didn't give South Australia much time to get, you know, food and supplies, but it wasn't that bad. I don't know why people actually panic buy, considering when you're in your heaviest lockdown, the one thing you can do is shopping. So it doesn't make sense why you'd panic buy. So yeah, anyway, enough chit chat, paddy whack, give the dog a bone. I'm going to start filming and doing work on this in a jiffy, and you'll see a video, hopefully, of me finishing the roof of this later in the week, eh? Stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for the people who subscribed. I hope you enjoyed this video of nonsense, but I am alive. Haha! And yeah, stay tuned for more. Thank you.